Hello, welcome to the 2025 Art Teachers Exhibit at the Princeton Public Library. It will be here from November 3rd through November 29th, 2025. We have 17 artists exhibiting this year. All of them have different ways of looking at things. I want to show you each one and tell you just a little bit about them. Okay, the first one is Allie Dale. She is a new artist in our group. She is doing glass mosaic, or mosaic glass if you wish. It's a very interesting medium. It's tricky too to work with because it's glass and she's pressed it into plaster. Her one side interest is photography. She loves photographing children. Okay, and I think she's trying to develop something from that. But right now, she's busy teaching at Hall High School. Corey Willett teaches at Depew High School. He's doing a series in this. 3 of these are giclée prints. Now, the giclée process uses an inkjet printer with archival ink and archival paper to print a photograph or a painting. The duck in this series and the windmill are acrylic paintings. Those are regular acrylic paintings. Okay. Julie Jenkins is an art teacher at LP High School, LaSalle, Peru. In the last 2 summers, she has spent time in Hungary and various other places around the world, traveling and documenting some of the things that she sees. Most of these drawings are watercolors or pen and ink or a mixed media. She was in Budapest this last summer, and 5 of these are hers from that journey. She's a long time art person in our group. She's been with us a long time, and she's fearless when it comes to painting. Liana Stites is our newest member that we've added this year. She's a very busy high school teacher at Princeton, so she has a full schedule. She's doing something called photo embroidery, which is taking imagery and using it with her embroidery on hoops. And it's very, very nicely done. She ambitiously said that she would like to try to put 5 of these pieces together for us. But unfortunately, she's as busy as can be as a new teacher and only had time to get this one. I'm hoping she does more. Dana Collins is one of our veteran artists. She has been with us a number of years. She has done a large, long series of art that she found when she was painting in a little dinghy off the Mississippi Channel up near Iowa on her family's summer place. Over the years, she has chronicled the changes to the landscape. She usually goes anywhere from 5 to 10 miles down from her cottage and notes all the things that have changed, how things were once lush and full, but are now dying back. And it's because of climate change, the changing of the river, any number of things. But her favored medium usually is watercolor or oil, and she does a wonderful job with that. This is Karen Klopsik's work. She's a photographer. She's a retired art teacher also. She taught at Hall High School for quite a number of years and ran the photography club there, did the yearbook, all that stuff. She has been focusing on nature in her photography lately. She does some beautiful, beautiful work. She seems to be able to capture the exact moment, and that's very important when it comes to photography. Joanne Bowman is another retired art teacher, most recently teaching at Ohio. She loves doing pen and ink. This is the second series she's done. She exhibited last in 2023, did some exquisite pen and ink drawings. She decided she liked it so well, she wanted to add some color this time, which she has done. She likes doing lots of textures and interesting patterns, very much so. But she's also into natural forms also. She does stipple, which is a difficult medium to master. Stipple, and in fact, pen and ink is rather difficult to master. You have to have a steady hand and know where you're going. But you can get your shading and color as much as you need to if you're patient and careful in your placement. Mine is a retired art teacher in the Princeton system also. She loves doing little tiny things. It doesn't look like it so much, but she's a master of Zentangle. In early work, she just stuck with black and white Zentangles, exquisitely drawn little images. And recently she's added color, and she started branching out into other things. She used paint on this one, the fingers painting, I call it. And it's so colorful, but she just really likes doing that. She also did a really finely worked piece of cloth. And it's got thread, and there's just so many things you can look at in that piece of cloth. I wonder what it's for. I haven't talked to her about that, but it's really neat. The page turner is paper. She loves working with paper, and she takes old books and curls the pages forward and then adds things to them to make a piece of art out of it. I like her work on that. Carol Johnston is a retired teacher from the Princeton school system. Her first love is making jewelry, and she does a lovely job. She chooses stones and all kinds of materials to make her necklaces, earrings, bracelets. People really like them, apparently, because she almost always sells out every time she exhibits with us. And she does really exquisite work.
Go ahead.
Karen Zielman is a retired instructor from IVCC. She is a potter by choice, I believe, and much of her stuff is raku pottery. It's an interesting process. It's difficult to get it right, but she tries all the time. She throws the pots on a wheel first, and then when she does the raku process, she puts feathers, she'll put sawdust, she'll put strings and strands of natural things on her pots, and then puts them into a raku kiln where they fire at intensely hot heat and burn in the images into the white pots. Very interesting, and she does a wonderful job with it. Amy Knapp is a teacher at the junior high level in the Manlius school system, a Bureau Valley school system. Her favored medium, I believe, is acrylic, and this time she's made panels that look like puzzle pieces, but when you put them together, they all make a cohesive whole. Sheila Heth is a retired teacher. She taught in the Bureau Valley system for years at the high school level. Her main interest right now is photography. And she has a special place that she and her family used to go to every year when the boys were growing up, and when she was, when her husband Mike was still alive. She still goes there. It's at Grand Marais, which is almost up to the Canadian border. But she seems to find such beauty in some of the things that she sees there. She really took photography seriously. She has been all over the world photographing things. We've seen stuff in her other shows. She's a long-time contributor to our art shows. And she always does the most exquisite photography. It's really wonderful. I'm sorry. Cindy Smucker is a retired art teacher. She taught in the Bureau Valley system for a long time in the junior high area. She likes working with mixed media pieces. She likes doing things that are more 3D. This is now I can see the clock, the numbers on the clocks. She is very careful about her work, and she often does things. This looks like a new direction for her with the clock works and all that. It's just very exquisitely done. The other two that she has in here are reflective of all of her work with nature. She really likes gathering seeds and putting them together and making art out of things she finds on her strolls, or when she's walking in the woods or something like that. But they're all so carefully put together. She does very, very nice work. Shannon Slate is a new teacher and a new member of our group of artists. She teaches at IBCC, and a major focus is ceramics for her. She does such exquisite, interesting, quirky things, but they're all well developed and well done. She does a whole lot of other things in her life, but she's a very busy artist too. Ceramics seems to be her thing. Cindy Smucker is a retired art teacher. She taught in the Bureau Valley system for a long time in the junior high area. She likes working with mixed media pieces. She likes doing things that are more 3D. This is now I can see the clock, the numbers on the clocks. She is very careful about her work, and she often does things. This looks like a new direction for her with the clock works and all that. It's just very exquisitely done. The other two that she has in here are reflective of all of her work with nature. She really likes gathering seeds and putting them together and making art out of things she finds on her strolls, or when she's walking in the woods or something like that. But they're all so carefully put together. She does very, very nice work. Susan Berry is one of the founding members of this group of art teachers. As a matter of fact, and we've been together since 2008, exhibiting every 2 years. She has recently lightened up her palette and gone playful. She does paintings of animals that are very well received. They're so colorful and so bright and so humanistic. They're wonderful. This is a commentary on the state of the world, and she does a lot of that too, but in a kind of a gentle way. She gets her point across with exquisite painting, but she makes it clear what she makes it clear what she is interested in and what she is trying to say. Here are two robots. This is of Susan Berry's. She also does a lot of funky 3D stuff. And this is part of a series of robots she's been making for, I think, as long as we've been exhibiting together in 2008. So she finds various materials, cast off, puts them together, and makes these little robots that are so fun and so funky. Tara Washkowiak is a middle school teacher at Parkside in Peru. She has exhibited with us for a number of years, and she always comes up with something very interesting. Right now it looks like she's doing geometric things and she's limiting her palette of colors. I believe it's acrylic. No, this is charcoal and ink on paper, which is very interesting and tricky to use sometimes. This is also work by Tara. She has done something with mixed media this time. She used a board panel, which she probably painted with, it looks like either acrylic, possibly, or it could have been, I'm thinking acrylic, or it could have even been watercolor. If she's using mixed media, she's probably using pencil or ink, which accounts for some of these lines here. She's again using the geometric motif, like she was with the other two paintings that we just saw. There.
And then go ahead.
Okay. She also has some ceramics in this show. Just two of them. One is a funky little owl who looks so cute. And we've also got, this is an old motif. She's been doing this in earlier work, but she's got, it looks like circles that she's attached and just made into something else. It's again ceramic, and they've both been glazed and fired. This is Kathy Ballard's work, mine. I did a series of drawings of shipwrecks of the Victorian era. I started with sail technology and worked my way through steam technology, all the way from the simplest sails and steam to sails, no sails, and then steam. And it got more, as I went farther down, the ships became bigger, heavier, more complex, and the steam technology was so much more evolved, because it had to be. When you got to the Lusitania and the Titanic, which was the largest, we were talking about, at this point we were talking about Parsons steam turbines that were stories high, and they took up a lot of space down below. But they had to, because they had to power this numerous ton Titanic. It was the behemoth of the sea at that time. Now, the bad thing about all these is that no matter what happened with them, they ended up at the mercy of man or nature. They all shipwrecked. They all went to the bottom of the sea. They all used coal all the way through, except for our sail boat. That was a schooner, and that was just sail technology, period. It was amazing. Through the Victorian era, it was also called the era of steam, and it was used so much by everybody, especially with shipbuilding and ship transportation. It really moved us into the 20th century.